All right, so thank you for being a part of the Explore Building Trades 2024 in this career chat. All attendees are muted, but we encourage you to use the chat function to ask questions or share comments. Educators, please drop your school, class name, and number of students in this chat. This session is scheduled for 15 minutes. We've got a list of questions for our guests, but we also welcome yours. We want to thank all of our sponsors for 2024's Explore Building Trades, including our premier partner, IBEW 153. You can find the full list of partners on the Building Trades landing page, along with many resources we hope you'll check out to learn more about the wide variety of building trades careers and education pathways in our region and the exciting careers available. So I'm Reagan Ward, and I'm the Education Workforce Coordinator at the South Regional Chamber, and I'm excited to welcome you to our 2024 Explore Building Trades Career Chat and our guests. So let's get started. Do you mind sharing a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Barbara Dale. I'm a project manager with the City of South Bend's Office of Sustainability. We're within the Department of Community Investment, and our mission is to mobilize the community to address the climate emergency. And so that means a lot of different things. We work on a lot of different elements of sustainability, and workforce is one of them. And then I work with Will.
I'm Will Schwartz. I'm the program manager for the City of South Bend's Workforce Development Program, Upskill South Bend. And within this program, we help provide training for South Bend residents and workers and all sorts of different kind of training fields for technology, all the way to this new budding field of green workforce and sustainability. So that's where we're at today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself. So it sounds like from our previous conversation that you have a PowerPoint or just like something you want to show everybody. So I'll let you guys take it away.
Sure. Let me just pull this up real quick. I think I can pull this up. And then are you guys able to see this PowerPoint here?
Yep.
Perfect. Let me just get this going. Oops. Slideshow. So we're just going to share the first slide here for a little bit of a background. And would you like to dive into this, Barbara?
Yeah, sure. So one thing that we emphasize at the city and the Office of Sustainability is that the climate emergency has both problems and opportunities. And it's really, we're in a pretty transformative moment where we're trying to decarbonize our buildings, for example, change our city, how we travel from place to place to reduce pollution that's associated with climate change. So there's this new bill that was passed in 2022, but all of the money from that is really only coming down now. It's called the Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA. And this is our first ever real climate bill, and there's a lot that is emphasized around workforce development, green jobs, to sort of meet this demand of this green transition. So we need more green affordable housing. We need to fix our old buildings to make sure that they're tightened up, that they can use clean electricity from solar panels, for example. The solar industry is rapidly growing. It's outpacing most other energy production. It's more affordable than any other type of energy production. There's lots of new green jobs in the solar space. Even within St. Joseph County, there's new solar fields. And then also jobs associated with that, like marketing, that you wouldn't necessarily think are like a green job, but you're still in the green job realm. And then electric vehicle charging is another huge one, which we'll go into some stats about that. But what we're concerned about as an office is that, you know, who it currently is and who will be able to do this work to get us through this transition and move into a new era of clean energy and zero emissions. After the 2008 housing crisis, we saw a huge slump in people that were going into the building trades in general. That hasn't really picked up at a significant rate, and we're experiencing a contractor pinch. And as an office, we see this in a very real way, just trying to get people to do energy efficiency projects using new technologies. It's really hard to find folks that know how to do this, and the demand is only going to grow. So we're not meeting the demand right now, and there's going to be a growing demand. And we also want to make sure that this is an opportunity to diversify our workforce, especially in the building trades, which tends to be kind of homogenous, older white male field. So how can we get a more diverse workforce to capitalize on this really transitional moment? And you can go to the next slide. And this is from our electric vehicle infrastructure plan, which is available on our website if you want to learn more about all things EVs in our region and how we're trying to plan around it. But one element of that is just the jobs that are associated with electric vehicles. So we're looking at a 27% job increase that happened between 21 and 2022, and an expected almost 30,000 jobs that are, or 30 job years, which honestly, I don't really understand that statistic very well, but seems big. And then a very local example is the number of jobs that are coming with this new St. Joseph County EV battery complex. And in our plan, we want to think about, how we can take an equity-centered approach to this, which includes, empowering community members to take advantage of this moment. And also one thing that's kind of interesting to know is that we don't want to train more people than there are jobs available. So we really want to get a fine-tune look at how many jobs there are going to be available and how we can meet that need, but we don't want to overtrain folks. So that's kind of a caveat. Yeah, those are my slides. And Will, maybe do you want to talk a little bit about the upskill program and what we offer through that and how that kind of ties into the bigger picture?
Sure. The upskill program was developed just last year is when we did the first launch of it. And just over the summers when we started integrating these green workforce jobs. And we see it as a growing field. It's dynamic, so we can easily adjust it to kind of what South Bend needs. But right now we're focusing on solar, so getting individuals involved in commercial and industrial level solar implementation, installation, and maintenance. As well as when Barbara mentioned earlier, getting individuals who have backgrounds in these other fields, such as maybe marketing or management or communications, but just with a little tweak of this specialized knowledge. We've sat in a couple workforce councils with these major manufacturers and these companies that are running these installations, and a huge gap that they've talked about is they don't have these people who are marketers with a little bit extra solar knowledge. A lot of people think when they're going into these workforce fields that they're going to be on the ground doing heavy labor. They have to be electricians or they have to be geoscientists or things like that, where that's not 100% the case. Yes, those people are needed and there is positions and training available for that, but it is still coming back to, hey, this is a business. This still needs to be run like other businesses. So we offer training to add that little bit of extra specialized knowledge. We also work in green buildings, so people trying to become auditors or assessors, and LEED certifications as well. LEED is a well-known organization that goes around and certifies the, I guess, greenness, if you will, of buildings, of programs. So getting individuals in tune with that knowledge. And then also green real estate. So we've been working with the South Bend area realtors group to help train the real estate agents on energy efficiency products, how to properly sell those and explain their benefits, because we identified that as a really good connection with the residents who are living here and the ones who are going to be making those purchases, who are going to be making those upgrades, kind of as a direct contact to communicate those. So those are the three areas that we currently really focus on with the upskill program for green workforce.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Could you kind of go into a little bit of detail about what those training programs look like for those three different segments?
Sure. Yeah, so Upskill's whole mission essentially is that people are able to train themselves and get upskilled on their own time. So we really focus on programs that are self-paced and online. So a lot of our students, I think I just saw that pop up really quick. A lot of our students are people who are already working full-time jobs who are looking to improve or increase their skill set, or diversify their skill set. We have people, a lot who are single parents who work multiple jobs. So the flexibility of our program really speaks to them because it allows them to maybe put in a couple extra hours after work or before work. They can do it in the space of their own home. They don't have to travel to a on-site location. So it really allows them to build that into their own life, how they see fit, which is a necessity that we've kind of identified in the region. Because not everyone can go to school full time, and they might not be able to change their hours or flex their hours enough to be able to attend these in-person classes. Um, so yeah, it's all self-paced, it's all online, excluding the exams. The exams usually have to be in person, at testing centers. Ivy Tech is a testing center. There's a Criterion Testing Center, I think somewhere in Mishawaka as well. So those aren't too far, and we help participants get to those if they need help and things like that. We provide technology support as well for individuals who might not have access to a laptop or Wi-Fi or anything like that. We have other partners within the city that we can work with to help make sure everyone has everything they need to complete this course, essentially. So yeah, they're all run like that, all self-paced, all online. And they'll range for how long or how intensive the courses are. A foundational level course will be, as described, foundational. You learn a lot of knowledge, but that knowledge may not be able to be utilized in a specialized way. A lot of it is learning terms, learning high-level themes. And then when you go into the more specialized courses, that's when you start kind of really narrowing down and being able to put this work into practice.
Awesome. So kind of going back to like the testing and whatnot, are there credentials that people can earn by taking these tests?
Yep. So all the classes that we offer, and all the training that we offer in upskill, a prerequisite for us to offer it is that it ends with them earning a nationally acknowledged credential. So we make sure that these credentials can help assist in getting jobs or earning raises. People join upskill for different reasons. So we want to make sure that, hey, if you're just learning this to get a raise, transition fields, maybe get a new job, that these certifications do speak loudly, and you put them on your resume and you talk about them and you include the knowledge that you learned during them. I know one of our recent graduates, I've been working with her personally, because she has a bit of a marketing background. And as I mentioned earlier, these solar industries, they really want people to come in with this bit of knowledge. So she took the solar course, she got the accreditation, and now she's starting the job hunt to work in marketing for solar agencies. So I've been meeting with her a couple of times to help kind of fine tune her resume, her cover letters, and just kind of working with her on how to properly advertise and exemplify this really, really good certification that she just had.
That's awesome. So we can answer a couple questions in the chat. The first one is, do you help upskill students connect with jobs or employers?
So that's an area that we're trying to expand upon right now. As I mentioned, upskill is still quite young. We work on the technology side. We work with a few employers. Obviously, we can't guarantee jobs, but we can help get the resumes and the cover letters in the right hands. We're still trying to expand that on the green workforce and the climate side. So working with local solar installers, trying to build relationships with these electrician groups and everything like that, is down the pathway where we want to be so we can start putting these graduates into these places.
Awesome, thank you. And another question that we have is this upskill program available to non-traditional students that are obtaining their GED?
So upskill, you need to have your GED to apply or an equivalent. So if you have a high school diploma, if you have your GED or you have your high school equivalency, that is having that and then living or working in South Bend are the only prerequisites to joining the upskill program.
Awesome. Are there any more questions that any of our audience members may have? Give you a moment or two to type it in the chat if you do. Alrighty. Oh, here we go. Where are the classes offered?
So they're all online. So essentially during the application period, you'd submit your application and then we go through, and if you're accepted into the program, you come meet with me and we help you get registered for your course. And then you can take them wherever you're most comfortable, whether that's your home, that's the library, a cafe. That's part of the beauty of it, is you have the flexibility to take them wherever they are.
And you can look at the full course kind of catalog. It's southbend.gov/upskill SB. Do you want to type that maybe in the chat?
Yeah, I can put it in the chat. Let's see.
Alrighty. So if there are no more questions, oh, and make sure for those interested, you take a look in the chat for that link. But thank you so much for your time and sharing all about the Upskill South Bend and the sustainability efforts that the city is going through. Students, be sure to check out all the Building Trades career chats that we'll be adding to the landing page to learn from other employers, educators, and community partners who are providing career pathway support and opportunities in our region. And share what you find most interesting with the adults in your life. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.